Hi there, name's Nico, and welcome to my yearly review, yearly reflect on all the games that I have played in the previous year. I guess this year. This video will be going out on December 31st, so the last day of the year. And yeah, I wanted to look back at all the games that I have played this year and give my thoughts about the playthrough and the game, I guess itself a little bit. Not as in depth as like the actual playthrough, but yeah, I wanted to talk about what's also come for the following year. So you can see we've gone through a lot of different games. We're gonna start all the way from a year ago. You know, that a year ago is basically coming right up here. Here's the last one, so I can reflect from this to this. I put myself on the right side this time. I don't know, maybe I should stay true to tradition and go on the left side. Also made my model smaller than previously. So yeah, we've started the year off playing Baldur's Gate 3 and Slay the Princess. Slay the Princess was my most successful playthrough ever on the channel. The algorithm decided to pick it up for, I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe it's the thumbnail, maybe it's the game. I don't know, maybe it's a combination of both. Actually, normally I put the game's name in the thumbnail, but I didn't do it this time, oddly enough. But yeah, successful one. I did enjoy the game Slay the Princess, because the reason why I played Slay the Princess mainly was because I enjoyed developers. The game is still in early access, Scarlet Hollow, which apparently will be coming out of early access this year, and that will be a game that will be on the channel once it's out of early access. And yeah, my Baldur's Gate playthrough, this is my second time playing Baldur's Gate, and the playthrough on the channel is actually a lot more thorough than my own playthrough, and I really enjoyed the game playing it again. I made sure I played a different class than my first playthrough that I did. I played Bard, and yeah, I played Bard on my first playthrough, and then this time I played, what did I play? I think I played Archer. Did I play Ranger? I don't remember what I played as. I have Elf. I'm just trying to see if there's like a cutscene. My weapon did. Honestly, I don't know why I can't think of what class I played as. I'm just hovering over different cutscenes. Because I played a melee class for sure this time. Maybe I did like a oh no, I did Ranger this time. Yeah. So I was playing with my friends, I played Ranger, but we never finished. And I did my own playthrough, and I played Bard, and then I went back to playing Ranger because I wanted to have Carla with me, or like equivalent. We have like a cat with us. And yes, I actually really enjoyed my Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough on the channel, even though I didn't do that well, which is fine. I mean, most of my playthroughs don't do too well in terms of numbers, but I quite enjoyed it. A lot of people seem to have managed to get the ending that I had, interestingly enough. Yeah, I also added one mod, which was the eye patch mod, because, like a spoiler to the playthrough, I actually ended up losing my eye because I made a deal with a hag, powerfully. So yeah, that's why I did that. And yeah, so that's the only mod I did, and it's the first time I've actually modded. Well, I've modded like Monster Hunter games, but Monster Hunter's not like, I don't think they really promote modding like Baldur's Gate. The devs are like pro mod, so yeah, there's like no issues with that. And then yeah, I honestly might watch my own playthrough because I really did enjoy my playthrough of the game. Unfortunately, I didn't have my new computer at this time, so this is a playthrough that actually had no VTuber model with. Even though I have my VTuber in the thumbnail, I tried to do it for the first few parts you can see, but like the first 3 parts, but the game just lagged so much that I just got rid of it for the rest of it. But yeah, Next, I actually played through the entire Walking Dead series by Telltale. Mainly wanted to play the first one because the first one's considered like a classic. It's actually like a top 100 best game of all time. The story is phenomenal between Clementine and I can't think of his name. It starts with an L. Lee. Between Clementine and Lee, their relationship dynamic and just like all the people you meet. It's very well done story. I quite enjoyed it. The games definitely got worse, and that's why none of the other games are in like the top 1,000 best games. Like the first one, it's just cinema, and then it's just like it's fell off a cliff. The second ones, but the second, third, and fourth, they just keep falling down and down, down. The first one's the best, and the second, and the third, then the fourth. Even the third one wasn't even that great. I'm gonna be honest with you. But yeah, it's just they were pretty bad. I'm gonna be honest with you. I only played them because I got the Telltale Walking Dead Definitive Edition, so I got all the games. I didn't even play one of the games that they had was like Michonne, which is like a different character in the Walking Dead universe. I didn't even bother playing it. So yeah, God of War is actually a playthrough I have not finished. I got kind of bored of the game. I'm gonna be honest with you. It might be ironic because it's a story-based game, but I haven't clicked with the story yet. Even though I've played, you can see how long is this? About 2.5. What is that? 2.5, 3, 4, about 6 hours, and I still haven't really clicked with the story. So, but I am gonna finish it. I'm on break right now, so I'm hoping to actually finish it during this break. We'll talk about the games I'm recording at near which we get to the end, but yes, I don't like leaving a playthrough on hold like this. I also got God of War Ragnarok, so I did want to play that one as well. But yeah, I'll probably have to rewatch this myself to get a refresher on the story. I'm sure I will pick up most of it though once I reopen the game. So yeah, that one I actually never finished here, and that's why I just kind of left here. Bunch of views on this video, I'm assuming because people got recommended part 3, and then it's just I never had a part 4. So yeah, next game I played was Firewatch. Firewatch, actually, the ending I was still salty about, but the overall gameplay loop was actually really good for Firewatch. Another game that was like big when it came out on YouTube. I remember a lot of YouTubers playing it, and yeah, a game I quite enjoyed. If you haven't seen or played the game yourself, I highly recommend. Gone Home, very like a sweet game. Honestly, not really too much to say. It was rated as like one of like the best indie games, so I wanted to give it a try. And this is the whole game is just 2.5 hours. You're going through your house and just like seeing all the things that you missed while you were on like backpacking in Europe. And yeah, I don't know. I thought the game was okay. I didn't think it was as great as everyone else was making it out to be, but it is what it is. Next, then we have Minecraft. I love Minecraft as it is, but my big issue of Minecraft, as I said in my playthrough multiple times, is that the graphics give me headaches. Like just the pixel graphics. I don't know. I've played other pixel graphic games, but it's just the way Minecraft's done specifically is what my head really hurts after playing. So it's not that I didn't want to play more of it. I tried to record another part actually, and then my head just really hurt after like half an hour of playing it, and then I stopped playing the game. So yeah, I do want to finish playing Minecraft and keep playing the playthrough. Actually, this is the first time I didn't do custom thumbnails for the game. I just left them blank because I didn't know what else to make it. So yeah, a game that I do want to continue playing, like God of War, but this is more restricted on medical reasons, not because I got bored of the game. It's just I actually like the game a lot. I like Minecraft. I played it a lot in my teenage years because I didn't have like a gaming computer or ever growing up. I just had the family desktop, and Minecraft could run on a potato. So, you know, so My brother and I would play the game all the time. Blueprints. This is actually, I was surprised about this game, but when this game came out, I binged it. Like I finished it, just like in 2 or 3 days. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed the game. Never seen that type of like puzzle roguelike. I've never really heard of it, but I've heard other people compare it to maybe like Myst, which came out in like the 90s. I've not played it. I did see they remade it for PC recently, so maybe I'll play the game Myst, see what's going on with that. But yeah, I definitely really enjoyed Blueprints. Was nominated for a few awards and like end of the year awards, not as much as I think it deserved, to be honest, but there were a lot of good games this year. But I will say this was a great game. I only played it till credits, but I know there's a lot of content post credits in the game, so maybe I considered going back to it, but there's just so many other games I want to get to that it's not really realistic unless I've really wanted to, which I haven't. Other game I played, yeah, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2. I wanted to play this game when it came out on launch, but my computer was not good enough at the time. But around, I guess 8 months ago, I guess I got it when I got the what's in here. It was after Baldur's Gate actually got my new computer, somewhere around here. So in my new computer, I could actually run Hellblade 2 because I couldn't on my old computer. My graphics card was just out of date. So I wanted to play it, and I finally had the chance to. The game was honestly, it was pretty similar to the first game. I enjoyed the first game a little bit more because I enjoyed that solo journey that Senua had compared to the second game, which was with you're like helping out like a village basically, and they were helping like people from the underworld, demons I guess I would say. And yeah, I enjoyed the first one I think a bit better. Combat's very similar. I mean the graphics are great, the audio of Hellblade 2 is amazing, like it's literally like focused on audio design basically. So yeah, now I think the biggest game, this is the game I was most excited for when I learned about the game, was Expedition 33, and this game had swept the Game Awards this year, but deservedly so. It was an amazing game. I'm honestly gonna replay it with the intention to actually so they released a bunch of new content, and I missed a bunch of the harder content I think when I played the playthrough on YouTube. So yeah, I probably will play it again in my own time. When that will be, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I might add on like the new stuff that I play, like make another like part about yeah, like the new game content. We'll see at that time. There's just so many games that I won't want to get to. It's like I have to pick and choose, and I mean this game, it was great for what it was, but again, I'm not a turn-based fan, and that's the main thing that turns me off about the game, is that it's turn-based. I like the QTE reactions, and that's why I was like fine with the gameplay. The story is phenomenal, but I just don't like turn-based games, and it's not yeah, and you say like, oh, you replayed Baldur's Gate for a second time, and Baldur's Gate is a lot longer than Expedition 33, and it's also turn-based, and that's true. So maybe I will just do this. I'll call it Suck It Up for the turn-based, just so I can go through the story. And then yeah, I also played Indiana Jones. This was honestly a surprise game. Like I heard people say it was a good game, and so I was like, okay, I'll play it myself, and it was actually a lot better than I anticipated. It came out like at the tail end of like December 2024, so it wasn't really like talked about. If you release a game in December, it's got a little bit awkward because a lot of people are talking about all the games that came out the previous year, And then since it came out December, people aren't going to talk about it for the next year because it's like, oh, it came out last year, but you didn't really talk about it because you're mainly focusing on games that came out in November or prior. But yeah, this was actually a really good game. Troy Baker plays Indiana Jones, and he actually does an amazing job at mimicking how Harrison Ford played Indiana Jones in the movies. And yeah, I wanted to play the DLC, but then the DLC was, in my opinion, too pricey, so I actually never played it. But yeah, the game was good for what it was. The only thing I didn't like was the combat, really. You can see me like beating up this guy. That could be a skill issue. But yeah, I like sneaking around and doing all the missions or whatever. Citizen Sleeper 2, so I played the first Citizen Sleeper last year, and this one came out this year. Again, it's a very similar gameplay concept, but I actually like Citizen Sleeper 2 a lot better than the first one. They added a couple new game mechanics, mainly with the missions that you go out on, and you have like a crew that you're hiring and working with, and yeah. So I don't know about 100%, but definitely a lot longer game, like similar length to Indiana Jones, surprisingly. But yeah, it was good. And this is mainly like a story game, and I think the story for what it was fine. Ending was like, I think, kind of mid-tier though. Yeah, Oxenfree. This is a game that a lot of people say is like, oh, top indie game. It was published, I think, by Netflix Games, actually. And then I know there's like an Oxenfree 2, but I played the first game. This is the entire game. I gotta split into 2 parts because it's like a 4-hour video, but I kept it as one. And very interesting concept. I don't know. The game just was kind of, I don't know what to say, kind of weird. Interesting concept. No, I mean, I'll play it one. I'm not gonna play it again, and it wasn't that good of a game to me. But yeah, interesting game. Night in the Woods. Like, this one was another like indie game that a lot of people like recommend as being really good. So I played it. A lot of it was more about, it's about like well, they use like animals instead of humans, but it's basically like a girl who, I mean, she's technically a woman, was like a college student who dropped out of college and is like reflecting on life, on like what she wants to do, and meets up with like all the like high school friends who are still like in the area, who are working and who like didn't go to school. So there's like a lot of reflex on that, and then this weird stuff goes on in the town, and you investigate it, and the ending is, I did not expect the ending, but yeah, very interesting game. There's technically, I could play, there's 2 routes to it, I'd say. There's like the Bia route, and then there's also Travis, I think his name is. It's basically Bia's like I'll say the girl, your girlfriend, or not actually a girlfriend, like your friend that's a girl, versus I think it's Travis. I forget fully, but is your best friend growing up. Bia, you're kind of like on and off friends with, just didn't really mesh together in high school, and then like I think his name's Travis. I don't fully remember. Yeah, but you were like best buds, always causing like trouble together, type thing. So I went with Bia, but you could have gone with Travis. I mean, again, I don't remember if that's the right name, but you know what I mean. So yeah, next up, I actually played Subnautica. Again, this is my 3rd or 4th playthrough of Subnautica. Because I really enjoyed the game. I love base building games. I love survival games, so Subnautica just fits right up that alley. The story, you don't really play Subnautica for the story. The story is fine for what it is, but the gameplay is just great. You go swim around the ocean, collecting materials to try to escape the planet, and yeah, great game. I highly enjoy it, the game, and this is probably my shortest playthrough of the game for sure. That's mainly because I've played the game so much. I literally have like a strategy implemented, and I used it in this playthrough as well. So yeah, I'm excited for Subnautica 2 to come out. I know there's some controversy in relation to the development team, but I'm still gonna play the game when it comes out, just because I love Subnautica. I love Subnautica Low Zero, and I'm excited to see where they take the Subnautica franchise. Next, we have Doom: The Dark Ages. This is a game that came out in actually like April, I think, of this year. I did not play it on release. My plan was going to be, and I got my new computer in time to actually play it on release if I wanted to, but the reviews for the game weren't that high, or like not as good as I expected, so I kind of pushed it off. But I did eventually play it. You can see you can hover. My understanding is, because I never played the first two, which I do want to play. I actually recorded the first 2 hours of Doom, but it's just not on the channel. They wanted to make it more like I guess a cinematic, or more like a movie. So they have like a bunch of cutscenes, which is not, my understanding, is not really in the first two games. A lot of people complained about the finishers not being, like, a lack of finishers. The combat kind of boring, because people didn't really like, I guess, the tank and spank play style. That's what I call it. It's basically like you aren't really mobile. You just kind of like stand still, like tank a bunch of damage with your shield, and then fight back. A lot of people didn't like that, my understanding. But I thought the game was fine for what it was. I think I said it was like an 8 out of 10, which is what most people, I think, put the game as. Just, I didn't like some of the weapons. I liked some weapons better than others. I got stuck a couple of times, but overall, I thought the game was fine. I mean, it got a little bit repetitive, I think, as well. Some like the monsters just kind of felt the same over and over. Then, this was like a busy month for me. September, Silk Song got dropped. It would be like, oh yeah, we're releasing in 2 weeks, by the way, have fun. And so, Hollow Knight, Hollow Knight was the first game I played on the channel, and so I 100% knew I was gonna play Hollow Knight Silk Song. So once they said 2 weeks, I was like, oh shit, I need to like figure out what games to play before Silk Song. Like that, so it can't be too long of a playthrough. So that's why I played Subnautica and Doom, because they're quite short games. Like you can see, they both were 7 parts long, about 2 hours on average for each part. So, well, maybe like 3 hours for some of the Subnautica parts, but yeah, so shorter games. And yeah, so Silk Song was one of the longest playthroughs on this channel. It is 23 parts. I got 100% completion. I could have honestly made it 24 parts, because this last part is 5 hours long. I did record it 2, I think, separate things, but I just kind of merged them together. Because I'm just going around collecting some of like the missing charms type of thing. So I was like, I don't really want to split it into 2 parts. And yeah, Silk Song was a great game. I 100%ed it. That's, as I said here, 100% it. Play the game. I also got every single ending possible. You can see I have the passing of the age ending. I didn't want to say what type of ending it is in the title, so that's why I left it as the achievement name. I got the true ending, and then I got the cursed ending. Where is it here? And then I got the normal basic bitch ending. So yeah, very, very good game. A lot better than the first game, in my opinion. Hornet is a lot more mobile than the Knight is in the first game. So you can like dash around. Biggest issue is that most things do 2 damage to you instead of 1 damage, but you kind of get used to it, and eventually it's not really like a big deal. They actually did do a few nerfs, from my understanding, of the terrain. They also nerfed a couple bosses, but I think I did the game before all those nerfs went through. So Well, not the terrain nerfs. I mean, like, I beat the bosses that were nerfed already before they got nerfed. So yeah, I very good game for sure. I highly recommend buying it. They announced a like DLC, so I am, because of the Xbox Game Pass changes, I'm not gonna get Xbox Game Pass anymore. So I actually bought Silksong because I played on Game Pass originally. So yeah, I just bought Silksong outright this time. So I will have to rebeat the game, and that is fine. Since I already beat it one time, I won't be as hard the second time. I know I struggle a lot more with bosses as well, but so my playthrough is quite long. Well, maybe not like long here. I did edit out a bunch of the boss fights. I think it took me about 80 hours to 100% it, but I think a lot of other people were closer to like 60 to 70 hours. So a lot of time was just me spending learning how to beat the bosses and then dying. But it's fine. And yeah, another game in between Silksong I played was The Altars. I actually beat the entirety of The Altars before Silksong came out. I wanted another game to have. Like, I finished Doom, I think actually like I'll say 4 to 5 days before Silksong came out, and I wanted a game to play during that time, and I came to be The Altars because I heard about it, and surprisingly not a lot of people talked about it. And I know there's like some minor controversy. One sec. Okay, sorry, I just had the cough. I know there's like some minor controversy with the game because the devs used AI. This is my understanding. They used AI to translate some of their assets into other languages. That's my understanding of what the situation was, and a lot of people didn't like that. Yeah, it's a hot topic right now. I'm not gonna throw my 2 cents in because it doesn't really matter what I think. But yeah, the game itself is actually created by the Frostpunk devs, Frostpunk 1 and 2. I have not played either of those games, but I know they're highly received. And honestly, The Altars was really good. I'm just sad about the ending I got because it's a choice-based game. Like, what you choose to do does impact how the game ends, and I will say the ending, the way that I chose to play the game, definitely the story kind of sucked. I'm gonna be well, not sucked, but like I was sad with how things ended up. Let me just say. So, and I'm not a person who's gonna like save scum, reload the game, replay it. I will stick with my choices. The only exceptions I always say is if a major character dies, I will save scum to save them. But minor characters, they can die, whatever, it's fine. So yeah, the ending I got was not that great, in my opinion. I would have chosen a different path for sure. So part of me wanted to replay it just so I can get the other endings. But I love the gameplay loop, which was setting up factories basically to harvest resources from the ground and send them to your ship, and getting like different basically just get resources so you can sustain yourself and also escape the planet. And yeah, and the altars were all unique, and it was very interesting. I wish some of the altars had more of an impact on the game. Maybe it's just development time. There's a few of the altars that definitely had more impact than other altars did. Like, I don't know, like the psychiatrist, in my opinion, was like kind of there. He's probably not the best one. I think the doctor is the least impactful. Ironically, I feel like I didn't really need him at all. Yeah, so yeah, great game. Wish people talked about it a bit more and give it a try. Room, I just wanted a one filler game before Hades. Well, I recorded this before Silksong came out, and I was like, okay, I just need to like publish the game, publish this out. I don't want to be staying on this for months on end, so I recorded the room. It's puzzle game, as I said in the title, where you have to basically solve this like box, right? So I got stuck on a couple of the puzzles, so I did have to look up, but most of it I was able to figure out myself. And yeah, I mean the game's not rated that well, but I got all of them mainly because I played at least I think I played the first one or maybe the second one or something like that on my. Because the game was a mobile game originally, and I played it on my mom's phone as like a teenager, and I enjoyed it, so I was kind of playing it for more nostalgia reasons. But yeah, for a puzzle game, I think it was fine for what it was. And then Hades 2 also came to, well, it was in early access for a while, and then they fully released the game recently. Well, when I say recently, I mean like in the middle of September. Like a couple weeks after Silk Song came out. So I was like, oh, I gotta beat Silk Song before Hades 2, because I also played Hades on the channel. And I definitely want to play Hades 2. And in my opinion, Hades 2 is, yeah, in my opinion, Hades 2 is better, but I like the characters overall more. And then the first game, the second game, I liked Zagreus a lot better than Malinois. A couple of the characters I liked in Hades 2, like I like Nemesis, I like what can't I think of her? Hecate's, but I liked the characters in the first game, and I guess the story in the first game I think I felt a little bit better than the second game story too. And the biggest gripe I had with the game was that the ending was terrible, but I heard that the devs actually changed the ending from when I played it. So you can see here, it says your time's up. This was my last part, and I reacted and complained about the ending a lot, but they redid it, and I'm going to actually react to the new ending. I was gonna try to get it myself on my playthrough, but I'll spoil it here. This will come out after that Hades part that comes out. So, spoiler, I tried to like use the feature that they had to like let you go back and like visit cutscenes or whatever again, but it turns out you have to like replay basically the entirety of the game. You have to beat the boss. You can keep all your resources, but you have to re-beat the boss each time. So like Kronos, you have to beat him 7 times, and Typhon you have to beat 4 times. And I was like, I'm not gonna do this. I beat Typhon again. I will say that you'll see that in that part, because I wanted to see if I needed to beat him again in order to like maybe I have to beat them each once, and then I can actually see the new ending. But no, they have to rebeat them multiple times. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna watch someone on YouTube showcase the ending, because I don't want to repeat the Typhon and Kronos 12 more times in total, 11 more times, because I beat Typhon once. So yeah, but I did beat Typhon with all weapons now that I've replayed it. So, and then I already beat Kronos with all the weapons, not like the variations of the weapons, but like I just kind of classified them together. But yeah, the weapons in Hades 2, I like some of them better than the original Hades, and then some of the Hades I liked better. There felt like there was a lot less ranged options in Hades 2 compared to Hades. Like Hades, they had the bow and the shield that you could throw like Captain America, but in Hades 2, it was like you had like the black coat, which had like the missiles that you can launch, but it was more like of a melee. It was more like the fists, like from the first game, than like a missile launcher. I mean, they could technically do that playstyle, but just some of the way that the Deathless works, it was not really. They had I call them torches. I don't know really the best way to say it, so that was definitely a ranged weapon. And yeah, I felt like it was like really it for range, and it was more like not long range like the bow. It felt like medium range. So personally, I just like playing ranged weapons a lot more. But yeah, I still enjoyed Hades 2. I'm excited to see what the new ending's like, and if my opinion on the game will have changed by that time. And then yeah, I played through Little Nightmares 2, because I was gonna play through Little Nightmares 3, and I even bought the game Little Nightmares 3. But what happened was I played the first one, second one, no problem. And then the third one, I didn't realize at the time, but it was a co-op game. I was like, okay, I'll fine. I'll ask my friend to play it. And then my friend and I were gonna play the game, but then what happened, we was having like connection issues, so we can never actually. We tried loading to in multiple times, but it would just say, "Oh, player's signal not strong enough," and then it would disconnect us. So yeah, that's what happened with Little Nightmares 3 was on the channel. I guess I'll have to try playing it by myself or seeing if I can get it to work again. But because apparently there's like an AI, but the reason why I didn't want to use the AI is a lot of people were complaining that you couldn't beat some of the bosses with the AI. It was too difficult, so I was like, okay, I'll try to get my friend to play with me. So yeah, I wanted to have that out for Halloween, so I even had these released daily, and then I tried to record the third game and I just couldn't. So yeah, that's why there's not up here. And you can see I took like a month break from Hades, more like closer to a 2 month. I believe this was like mid-October, or maybe not October. Yeah, I guess actually it would have been more like mid-October, right? So yeah, so closer to 2 months and a break. I don't know which one was this, 2 months, yeah. But here's like 2 months, so yeah, I just got busy with school and work, and yeah, just was focused on, honestly, is mainly focused on playing League of Legends and trying to get better at League of Legends. It's just generally what happens. I get cycles. When I played all these games, I wasn't interested in League at all, and so I could just, when I had free time, I would just play one of these games and record it. And then around mid-October, I got busy with school, and then the free time I had was limited to basically just playing League of Legends. But now I'm off, and I'm just like, I was getting sick of League of Legends once again, so I'm starting to re-record games. This patch, I actually recorded this game when it came out. I just never uploaded it until now. So yeah, I've recorded this game. Yeah, it would have been, I said, when it came out in like October. So I've been sitting on it for like a month or so. I just never edited it, but I've edited all 3 parts. Everything's going up and will be up by the end of this year. But my overall thoughts on Dispatch was actually, it was a great game. The former Telltale devs made it. It's the people who made The Wolf Among Us, which, again, I'm still waiting for The Wolf Among Us 2 to come out, and I will play The Wolf Among Us for the channel once I know when The Wolf Among Us 2 comes out. So yeah, the devs for that made it, and it's a great game. Actually, I believe they also made the Walking Dead games. I think I also saw, which I also played this year, and I said my thoughts. The first one was Cinema. We just don't talk about part 2 to 4, okay? We just don't talk about them. But yeah, Dispatch was actually really good, and they actually had a couple YouTubers voice some of the characters in it. They had like Jacksepticeye, and they had Moist Critical voice a couple of characters, and they had Laura Bailey as I call it like the main. They had like 2 romance options, and she was one of the romance options. But yeah, my ending was not the best ending. I tried to romance one of the characters and it failed, and yeah, you'll see you'll see how my ending is if you watch the playthrough. Hopefully you've watched it by now, but yeah, you can see it's definitely more of like, I'll call it like a Telltale-like game, because there's minimal gameplay. There's a little bit with like managing where characters are going for like dispatching and being like, oh, this superhero goes to this crime scene, you know, but it's very minimal. It's mainly just watching the cutscenes, which is, I'm fine with that. I know a lot of people aren't. They're like, oh, well, I just want to watch a TV show instead. Why would I make it a game? But yeah. And then Dave the Diver, I'm still currently recording at this time. I've recorded up to part 5, and that will be out on January 1st. So I'm actually really enjoying Dave the Diver. I knew like it came out in 2023, and it was one of the most hyped indie games of 2023. And I knew it was a fishing sim game, but yeah, I didn't expect it to be as in-depth as it has turned out to be, which is like great. So I've been enjoying my time with the game for sure. So yeah, I expected probably another 5 more parts for the game from based off what I looked at length. A lot of my parts have been closer to 3 hours, so that's why I'm saying it's probably gonna be 5, but it'll be a little bit longer. It doesn't really matter. But I don't want to give my full thoughts on the game because I haven't finished it yet. But yeah, so far I've quite enjoyed the game loop. Yeah, I don't think I really gave my thoughts on Little Nightmares 1 and 2. I think Little Nightmares 1 was fine. The only thing is I don't get the story of Little Nightmares, to be honest. It's kind of gone over my head. I think I like Little Nightmares 2 a bit better than the first one. Just, like, I mean, I kind of call like the game is like broken down into like sections. So like I think I like some of the sections from 2 better than 1, and I like some of the sections from 1 better than 2. So I guess maybe it's more of like it depends type of thing, you know? But yeah, my favorite game of the year, the playthrough of the channel, honestly was Baldur's Gate, and then it would have been Silksong, and then it would be Silksong, yeah, and then Hades, but then Hades too, then the Altars, actually. I think that's what, oh no, I also did Expedition 33 and Blueprints. Yeah, it was quite busy year for games. I did enjoy Expedition 33 a lot, so actually, yeah, I'd probably say Expedition 3, then Silksong, yeah, I'd put that there. But yeah, and I enjoyed Baldur's Gate. So, what's gonna go on for this year? I'm gonna finish playing God of War, and I'm gonna play God of War Ragnarok. That's for sure. More like January plans. Most of my plans are kind of related to what games will be coming out this next year. So GTA 6 was supposed to come out this year, and at the end of my end of the year review for the last year's video, I said I was gonna play through the GTA games. As you can see, like in the title it says 2025. I put like GTA in the cover, but I actually never played the game because they delayed GTA 6. Once we know for sure when GTA 6 is coming out, I will play 4 and 5. That's gonna be my plan. Mainly because 4 is rated so well, and I also know the star of 4 is, his name is Nico as well, spelled the same as mine. So, you know, a little bit of like a connection there. That's what I feel, you know. So, yeah, I will mainly play that. Like, I want to play Death Stranding 2 when it comes to PC. I'm assuming it will come to PC because the first Death Stranding did, and I will replay Death Stranding when Death Stranding 2 comes out. Ghost of Yotai, I did want to also play because I wanted to play Ghost of Tsushima again because I really enjoyed Ghost of Tsushima. But again, we're waiting for the PC release. I've decided to not get a PlayStation 5, so I really don't want to get a PlayStation 5, so I was just waiting for PC releases because yeah, I upgraded my PC while I'm gonna spend more money to get a PlayStation 5, you know. And then, but I also know GTA 6, my understanding, is a PS5 exclusive. So we'll see what happens with that. Maybe, yeah. What else did I want to say? Yeah, Tomb Raider games was announced to come out this year. There's one this year, the next one in the following year. So 100% gonna play those games. I probably will go for 100% if the gameplay is similar to even Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which is the game that I actually did 100%. I never 100%ed Rise or the base Tomb Raider 2013, but I will 100% the newest Tomb Raider on the channel. if if it's just as good as Shadow, which is not even as good as Rises. So then there's gonna be like the James Bond game, which I'm gonna play. I'm gonna be the James Bond is a. I grew up watching the movies. I own all the movies, and I've seen them all. Like even from like Sean Connery up to Daniel Craig. So yeah, definitely gonna play that game, even though to me it doesn't look that great so far. But we're not gonna. It's mainly because it's supposed to be a young James Bond instead of like an older version. Because I'm so used to Daniel Craig at this point. Because Daniel Craig's played James Bond for the last like 20 years. I know he doesn't play him anymore. Like he stopped, like what 2022. The new James Bond movie hasn't come out yet. With who's gonna be the next guy? So yeah. So far, when I think of James Bond, I think of Daniel Craig, and obviously Daniel Craig's a bit older. Yeah, since the first Casino Royale came out in like what 2003, 2004, something like that. Or, for some reason I'm thinking 2006, but I think that's a bit too late. I think Quantum of Solace came out in 2007. So, Marvel's Wolverine's gonna come out, and I'm gonna play the Spider-Man games before that. I know it's not like the same franchise, but it is made by Insomniac Games. And so it's like the same devs. And I have wanted to play Marvel Spider-Man 2 since it has come out. It's been on PC for a while too, so I will definitely play that. In terms of spooky games for this year, I want to make sure I actually play the Silent Hill 2 remake. Speaking of spooky games, we also have Resident Evil Requiem, Resident Evil 9 coming out, and I will be playing Resident Evil 7 and 8 before the 9 comes out. I already bought them. I will make sure I have those games done before 9. I'm assuming because 9 will come out at the end of February. So I'm gonna basically say February is mainly gonna be dedicated to playing Resident Evil. I have already played the remakes of 2, 3, and 4 on the channel. I do want to play Resident Evil 1. Technically it is the remake, and I'm gonna wait for 5 and 6 to be remade before I play them. My understanding 5 is like, I don't know about 6, but I think 5 is a co-op game as well. So I'd have to find someone to play with, which is fine. Yeah, it's also, I didn't play Split Fiction on the channel, even though that came out this year, because I don't have anyone to play with. Well, I have someone to play with, but you know, like, we just make content or anything. It's just my friend. So I didn't want to be like, oh, can we record the game so I can put it on YouTube? So yeah. Overall, I am excited for the upcoming year, and I was looking at the thumbnail and reflecting because Elden Ring was so good, and yeah, Disco Elysium was really good. Red Dead 2, Last of Us played. And then here you can see the thumbnail. I put like Baldur's Gate 3, that was a good playthrough. The Telltale's Walking Dead, that was a that one was good. And I never played the GTA, but we're gonna play them this year if they don't delay GTA 6. Yeah, then the upcoming, also, yeah, The Witcher 4 is supposed to come out this year, so I have to play The Witcher 3 before that comes out as well, which I tried playing it before in the past on PlayStation 4. And I had a hard time. I didn't get into it at all, but we're gonna give it another chance, and I'm gonna play through it before Witcher 4. I'm trying to think what other games that people are hyped about other than Resident Evil, GTA. What's it? Yeah, GTA, Witcher 4. Resident Evil Requiem, I guess the James Bond game, Marvel's Wolverine. I think those are the main ones. And then yeah, just the other games. Like I know there's a game called like Tides of Annihilation that looks pretty good that they announced like, I think earlier this year. I have not heard like any news about that. And Wolf Among Us 2 is supposed to come out this year. No news about that at all, because it was supposed to come out in 2024, but they delayed it to 2025, and then nothing, no news at all. So, once there's news on that, I will play that game, the first and the second game for sure. And then you can see I even played Shadow of the Tomb Raider right here. I'm excited to see the new Tomb Raider. That's for sure. So my most hyped game is I guess my most hyped game, basically games I like, is honestly gonna be the Tomb Raider game. And I know a lot of people want GTA 6. I played through GTA 5 already, but it's not really my type of game. Much prefer Rockstar's Red Dead Redemption series, and that's my favorite game of all time. Then Resident Evil, I'm excited to see. They've already announced that they're doing like a two-part, kind of like how they did with RE2, where you can play as Claire. RE2, you can play as Claire or as Leon, right? And then for RE9, they done you can play as Leon. Leon's actually coming back. Spoilers. It was in the trailer, so that's all we've done. And I can't think of her name. Glasses girl. Ashley? I don't think it's Ashley. I don't know. Yeah, it was her. So, yeah. I think I've pretty much wrapped up everything I've wanted to say. Yeah, more games to come. I think a bunch of the games that I mentioned here I didn't even really play, or not play, or thought I was gonna play. Like, I knew I was gonna play Expedition 33 because I was hyped for that game when I saw the trailer, and I said I knew I was gonna play the Telltale Baldur's Gate Slay the Princess, because I already planned out all of January before, but honestly I haven't even really played on January. I guess it's gonna be Dave the Diver, and I'll be God of War, and then probably one more other indie game that I will think of playing, and then I'll be Resident Evil in February. I'm trying to do again an indie AAA, but I'm starting to run out of indie games, ironically. I mean, here I did indie, right? And even like Dispatch is indie, and Day of the Diver's indie. But one game series I didn't announce that I was gonna do. My plan was to start an Animal Crossing playthrough that I'll play for the entire year. I will do like because Animal Crossing New Horizons, sorry, I'll specify the newest Animal Crossing game. It's based off calendar date, so like events will be for a particular calendar date that happens. I was thinking of starting in January, but I might start recording at like the last few days of December, so I can get the December creatures instead of having to wait until December. I don't know. I haven't fully decided if I'll start in December or January, but I wanted to start that playthrough and build up my house. And yeah, I really enjoyed the game when that came out. I also have the DLC, which I've never really completed, so maybe we'll have that recorded as well. Yeah, I think that's about it. I was thinking of maybe doing like more Nintendo games as well. Like I have Breath of the Wild, I haven't played before, and a lot of people, and I think it's rated as the best game of all time on Acclaimed Video Games, which is the site I'm using to determine games to play. So I haven't played the #1 game of all time yet, and it's been 2 years basically since this channel's been running. So maybe I should be having that as my game to play. But there's just so many other games that I need to get to. Like, I know I said if I'm gonna play for AAA, all like the GTA games, Witcher 3 is very long, Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima, and then obviously their successor games, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotei, the Spider-Man games. Like, it might be very packed full, so yeah, I might have to push back till next year. I don't know, but then of course new games are gonna come out in the following year, and so when you have time, So yeah, that will be something I will have to figure out. But yeah, there was a bunch of gaps in this year, to be honest. Like I said, I went hard in like August to October, and then I kind of took a break in like, well, I'll say August, but I mean more like mid-August. Took a break from like mid-July to mid-August. There's like a gap here, pretty much. And then, yeah, Expedition 33, Indiana Jones. Then I took a bit of a gap, I think, after around the Walking Dead games, because like, these games are just terrible. I'm gonna be honest with you. So I was tired of playing The Walking Dead, but I want all the games done. So they're all done. I'm not gonna touch them ever again. The first game was Cinema. Just don't even bother the second ones. But yeah, I will finish off God of War, and yeah, we'll keep playing through Dave the Diver. Let me know what your thoughts were of all the games I played this year. There's a lot of games. You can see we have 418 videos on the channel. So unfortunately, I want to make a video a day, which has not been the case. A lot of gaps you can see, but we got about 200 videos on average, which is a little more than half of the year. That'd be like 6 to 7 months worth of content. So not bad at all, considering each video is somewhere between 2 to 3 hours of length. Most of them. The early videos I did when I first started the channel were closer to an hour to 2 hours, but I've changed my policy to be more 2 to 3 hours, with minor exceptions like at the Silk Song part. I think this is the only 5-hour part, basically. I don't think I really went over 4 hours for like anything. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, this one's close because that's the whole game, but I try my best to keep games parts 1 to 3 hours in length, or not 2 to 3 hours in length. I have some smaller parts, but yeah, it just depends here. Like this one's a 3-hour part. Yeah, I think that's really all I have to say. Yeah, I guess some of the Walking Dead's parts, because I just did an episodic base. Yeah, this one's a little over 3 hours. The last Baldur's Gate part, and 3.5 hours for this one. And yeah, a lot of Baldur's Gate parts were quite long, but that's fine. I was just trying to think if I had any like 4-hour parts, but no, I really try to not make a part of 4 hours. I would cut it in half. Anywho, hope you enjoy the content for this year. I am excited for the content that is to come for the next year, and yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the content from this year as well. And if you missed some of the playthroughs, maybe I've enticed you to watch some of the playthroughs I've had, some of the maybe Baldur's Gate again. I think that I did a pretty good job with that playthrough, and it's a playthrough that I might even rewatch myself, you know, even though I played it. Yeah, 29 parts, a lot of them being 3 hours long. So definitely a long game, but deserved game for being long. I'm excited for Divinity to come out because they've announced Divinity. I've never played any of the other Divinity games, but I own Divinity Original Sins 2, which I will play before Divinity comes out, for sure. I don't know if I'll play the Divinity Original Sins or not. But I will play the second one. Yeah, let me know any thoughts that you have about any of the playthroughs I've had on the channel, and I hope to see you at, well, another playthrough, and I will see you next year, same time. It'll always be 1 o'clock EST, but I mean around the same year, at the end of December of next year.